Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. This guy's your host, Bill Miller. Just doing a quick live stream. We're going to do a comic book mystery unboxing. And hey, Alex, how are you? And I will also give some details of a poll that I had on one of my videos. Interestingly enough, it was the support video for the 200 subscription contest for Alex Big Blue. So let's share that real quickly because I find it rather interesting. So for Alex Big Blue's 200 subscription contest, one of the things he wanted you to do was to make an amalgam or a mashup of two different characters. And I chose Werewolf by Night and Dazzler. And so just to add a little something different, Mrs. Musings and I each drew our concept or our rendition of what that character would look like. So here's a quick reminder. This was hers. Let's see if we can get some light on the situation. That might help a little bit. All right, so this was her drawing. Clearly rushed, not a lot of passion behind it, sort of going through the motions. And unfortunately, I think that comes through in the drawing. Kind of amateurish, but bless her for trying. And then we have what many have thought was a drawing that I lifted from a professional artist. Now, I can assure all of you, I actually drew this. Let's drink that in. Just stunning. I know what you're thinking. I probably had lots of formal art training. That's not the case. Self-taught, if you can believe it. Just a stone cold stunner, isn't it? And so anywho, I put up a poll in that video and allowed the people to make their choice, let their voices be known, and vote for which of the two drawings they thought was the best. And so let's see if I can do this. Hey Dave, how you doing? You mean you have professional art training as well? Yes, it is a good looking drawing. So here is the one by Mrs. Musings. That's her rendition of Disco by Night. And then of course we saw the one that many feel should be on a comic book cover, and that would be my drawing. So I put a poll in that video. Let's see if I can figure this guy out. There we are. So, strangely enough, Mrs. Musings has gotten 5 votes, and I've gotten 0. I don't understand it, or at least I didn't understand it until I saw this. This is maybe the smoking gun. Let me share this with you. One moment. I think you'll find this very interesting. There seems to be a conspiracy going on. And so if you look at the comment from 64-page special, because the anecdotal evidence is clearly suggesting that people were in favor of my drawing. But he says, I went with your design. Don't let the poll results tell you different. And that's what got me to thinking that I may have been hacked. I don't like to throw around accusations lightly, but I suspect Mrs. Musings may have been involved. She's at least a person of interest, and there's a household investigation in the offing. So at this point, I can't declare a winner because I think there may have been shenanigans involved. But according to the poll results, she's winning 5 votes to nothing. So I wanted to get that little bit of administration detail homework out of the way. And now let's do our unboxing. I've got the trusty box cutter, and I've got the aforementioned box. That's exactly right. Maybe not quite on that level, but it's getting there. I'm starting to understand the seedy underbelly of YouTube and how Mrs. Musings may have been using that to her advantage. Because just on the face alone, how would anyone pick this one over this beautiful drawing? I even added a splash of color, the red. That just really makes it pop. All right, so let's open this guy up. Remember to cut away from yourself. And I do not know, I have zero idea what is in here. I probably knew at one point in time, but the advantages of getting older means that sometimes you don't remember everything. And so I'll be surprised with you. Absolutely. Absolutely, Dave. Hey, Mark Spector Comics. What's going on, Mark? How are you? Here's what we have inside. A whole lot of peanuts and some foam pieces. So, dig through there. Okay. That off. Got our My Comic Shop box. I'm very curious. Let's see what's in here. Ah, okay. Now I remember. This is Marvel Spotlight version 2, number 7. 9.8 CGC. So a little background on this. Last year, I was keeping track of the top 20 books that I wanted to pursue in 2020. And Mrs. Musings perused that list as source material for a Christmas present that she might get me. And I had Marvel Spotlight numbers 6 and 7. Well, little did I think about the fact that there are 2 versions of Marvel Spotlight. I meant the Ghost Rider, Marvel Spotlight version 1, 6 and 7, and what is it, 8, 9, 10, 11? They all have Ghost Rider. And she mistook that for Marvel Spotlight version 2. And so she got me a number 6 of version 2. So I said, okay, what the heck? I'll start collecting that as well. So that's kind of where this one came from. So this is Marvel Spotlight version 2, number 7, from July 1980, Marvel Comics, Star-Lord cover and appearance, Doug Monk's story, Tom Sutton art, Frank Miller, and Bob Wiacek cover. 9.8 white pages. Yes, packing peanuts. Good and bad. And on the back, which are always fun, again, we can have prizes or cash. And who wants cash when you can have some of these boss prizes, like a battery-operated sewing machine or an electric pinball game? So awesome. I went gaga for that kind of stuff when I was younger. I'd probably go crazy for it now, too. But that is it. Marvel Spotlight version 2, number 7, 9.8. So Hey, how you doing, Custom Comic Shop? Good to see you. So that's what I had for today. It wasn't going to be a long. I didn't want to make a long chat. I appreciate everyone showing up. Be good to one another. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, Mark can never get enough battery-operated sewing machines. Exactly. And Dave says he used to sell all the greeting cards. Yep, they're wonderful. And the seeds, if you remember, I think not too. Maybe the last unboxing I had, I can't remember. It might have been a couple ago. Where on the back they had sell seeds for cash, and I just thought that was outstanding. Show some stuff. All right, let's see. Well, hey, how you doing, James Gallegos? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. All right, I'll show a couple other items. I don't have Silver Age Dave kind of stuff, or Metarog, or Reaper, ETA Nick. I have a couple items. I did get these last week, I think. Someone contacted me and just sent me some photos. I think it's because I have a little ad on Craigslist. I almost never get contacted, but someone just out of the blue texted me and said, and showed me a couple comic books and said he interested. And so we talked a little bit and met, and I ended up picking them up. And it's pretty interesting. If any of you, and I know some of you are familiar with the channel ETA Nick, I contacted him, sent him some photos, and I said, I figured one's between a 5.5 and a 6.5, and the other one's between 7.5 and 8.5. And he was kind enough to email me back and said, I picked the lower of both of those. But I purchased a Tomb of Dracula, #1. And so this is the one that I put between 5.5 and 6.5. And obviously I took it out and went through each of the books. And he said more like a 5.5. And I definitely trust his grading. If you're familiar with ETA Nick, he's a very good grader. I tend to grade a little bit high. And so it's always nice to have somebody that you trust as a sanity check. But pretty good looking book. Definitely one that I want to get. It's on my 20 books for 2020, but I want it in a higher grade. So I'll probably end up getting this guy graded and then turning it back loose into the comic book community. And the other one I got that I thought was between 7.5 and 8.5, and Nick said he felt it was closer to the 7.5, was an ASM 300. Really good looking book. Unfortunately, the back cover does have a lot of dents and stuff, so it's certainly want to get it pressed. Yeah, I figured you like this one, Alex. Yeah, and I'm not, I like Spider-Man, but I never really collected him, mainly because when I originally 15, 20 years ago decided what I was going to collect, I wanted to get a 1 through 20 of each of the issues, and Spider-Man was so expensive that I just decided that I wasn't going to pursue him. But this guy cleans out houses. He contacted me and said that someone unfortunately had passed away, and the relatives said he could just do whatever he wanted to do with them. So he turned around and sold them. This one I'll probably get pressed and graded and end up selling this to someone in the community and use the proceeds to go toward a book that I do collect. That's what I guess I'll do with those two. So those are the two most recent pickups that I have. Tomb of Dracula #1 and Amazing Spider-Man 300. All right. So, yes, Neil Adams goodness. Absolutely, Mark. That is true. Every Silver Age Dave lining has a touch of gray. How about that? So thank you. I appreciate it. Everyone have a wonderful evening. I'll have a no, Dave. No more no more show until I'll run out of video fodder. Thanks, gang. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support. These lights are hot as heck, but I appreciate everyone showing up. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll try and do a live stream again soon. Goodbye.